have touched on it, yeah. Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So this was supposed to be Time Management Tuesday, but I have something on my mind, so we switched it back to Money Talk Tuesday. Thankfully, with Megan, my virtual CFO, is very flexible with me. Thank you, Megan.
Flexible is my middle name.
Flexible is your middle name. Okay, so here's what's happening for some of the people who are working with me or signing up for consults with me, which right now we're running a special on for an initial consultation. If you've never coached with me before, never spoken to me before, my normal $397 is being discounted by $150. You'll be seeing that post shortly if you use the coupon code HELP, capital HELP, in the checkout page. So here's what's happening. I notice a very distinct pattern sometimes when my clients, who are service providers, interior designers, coaches, and consultants, who say everyone who I'm speaking to, a lot of people I'm speaking to, are just not willing to pay what I'm charging for my service. So, of course, the first thing we check is, are they providing a level of service commensurate with what they're offering? And are they at the right clientele? And all kinds of things go into that looking into. But one of the things I notice is often it's related to their money mindset. Meaning these are sometimes people who, let's say a painter comes into their own house, or a plumber or electrician. They're sort of like, I'm appalled at how much money this person is charging. And I'm like, why are you appalled by how much they're charging? And could that be a reflection of what you're putting out into the world, and you're attracting that same type of person who is questioning the value of your service because you're always questioning the value of other people's service? Okay, yeah. So this is a huge topic, Megan, but let me just tell you a quick story. When I first did my money mindset work that has helped me get to where I am today, I was driving in the car and it was a Tony Robbins audio something. I honestly don't remember. I'm trying to track it down, like where he has this out in the world. It might have been in one of his paid programs that I've done. But it was like I'm driving along and he's like, what do you think of very wealthy people? What do you think of rich people? What do you really think of them? And I'm like, oh, God, like all of a sudden this negativity started flying into my head. Like they're pompous, they're demanding, they're annoying, they're righteous. And I was like, I literally pulled my car over because I was shocked that I had all these negative connotations, because we did quite well. My ex-husband and I, we did quite well, but yet I was holding myself back from charging more for my value that I was providing, because maybe somewhere subconsciously, I didn't feel like I wanted to turn into one of those people, right? So I thought, that's a little bit of a stretch. You know what? No, that can't possibly be it. And then he asked a second question about, what did you learn about money growing up? What messages subliminally could you have absorbed from your parents when they talked about money? And I had great parents. I had a great childhood. However, I did hear messages about money that were like, money doesn't grow on trees. If you want those designer jeans, then you better work for it. And I've been working since I was 10. Oh, dad got a bonus. Guess what? Everyone gets a little extra in their Christmas stockings. People are starving in China. Eat everything on your plate. Like don't leave any food. That's a waste. And that messaging that subliminally came in. And my father at the dinner table he was a contracts negotiator. So he would be talking about contracts, negotiations at big, high level, government stuff. So it was really very expensive. And I listened to all these messages. And over time, I realized when I pulled that car over, I was like, wow, I really need to work on my money mindset, on what I think about people who have money, of whether I deserve to have more money. What kind of person will I become when I actually charge my worth and have more money? And all this I ended up journaling for a very long period of time, kind of working through all of this. And then I asked my children, what do you think about people who have a lot of money? Because I wanted to see whether I was imposing the same limiting beliefs on what your earning potential could be and what your value was. Was I imposing that on my children? The end of the story is I was so pleasantly surprised. I asked 2 of my 3. I don't think I've ever asked the 3rd one. And they all had such healthy money mindsets that there was like one little moment of proud mommy moments, right? Because we have to grab onto them when we get them, right? But it's something that I find often comes up with my clients. So after that story, what do you think?
I'm like thinking back to my own experience of finding those little things like money has to be hard, like earning it. You have to work hard to earn it. And even then it's just enough. It's enough. Any more is greedy.
Okay.
Right?
Exactly. And these subliminal messages that we have absorbed since early childhood, really, this is when it happens, have to be reprogrammed. And I find when I hear a client getting annoyed with a plumber or a painter or an electrician, like, oh my God, they're charging so much. I look at them and go, that's interesting that you had that reaction. Like, it's wise to get 3 estimates, in my opinion. But then you have to look at the service value that goes along with that price tag. And you don't always choose the cheapest one, right?
Right. Like the price doesn't show you the full picture. It's reflective probably of what's going on in the background of their business. Are they taking care of their own employees? That's a big thing. That's a whole rabbit hole we can go down right now. It's like, we can't find enough employees to staff the till at McDonald's. Well, people are sick of working for nothing.
Right. And the service guarantees that they make, and are they available when you need them, or are you going to be chasing them? Right?
So I grew up in a household where, yes, my parents worked very hard for their money and they had enough, but we also bought very high quality things. So in my shopping experience, in my go find a coach experience, I want quality, and I don't balk at the price when I see a price for quality. So I got that going for me, which is nice. So when I hear people complain about prices, I'm always like, what's underneath that? Is there jealousy there? Is there some anger? And if so, where's that coming from?
Right. And it's really sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and I think some attraction, like universal attraction type coaches could say always, that it's a reflection of what you're charging and what you're attracting, right? So if you're raising your prices, but you're not understanding the value and the increased service that needs to go along with that, and that the results have to be consistently fabulous in order to do that, you may be attracting the wrong kind of people. Because I didn't say that right, but you may be attracting the wrong kind of people because of your own mindset. It's like a mirror image of what you're putting out into the world.
Yeah. And I'm not that woo. And so when I think of attraction, I think of like, it's the micro behaviors that you yourself have because of these things that inadvertently lead you to attract, or for them to raise these questions when you're having the conversation, that they're like, she's saying one thing, but her body language is saying another thing.
Listen,
is this really worth what she says it's worth?
And that does come across. I am a body language trainer, as many people know, and that absolutely comes across. And that's another whole lesson in the tone of your voice, going up in your inflection, almost like a question inflection versus a solid, confident, lower tone inflection at the end of a sentence. Like, well, that will cost you $1,500. I hear a lot of people go, and that'll cost you $1,500. They're doing it without even knowing it. So that person on the other end may not say, oh, that was a question inflection. No, I would pick up on that because I'm a body language trainer.
Right. It's like, wait, is that negotiable? That $1,500? Wait, when you just said $1,500, does that mean it might be $800?
Something is allowing me to dive in and tear you apart and try to lower and negotiate your price with you, right?
Mhm.
So it really is a matter of when someone comes into my home, and this was something that I've changed, and I am asking them a price for a service they're providing, I right away know that these people have a business too, just like me. They need to pay for their computers, their car, their employees. Like you said, they're taking care of their staff. They're responsive. Their website is good. They're, on the ball. And I go, why would I try to negotiate for $500 less if I knew that this person is going to give me the end result that I wanted? And I've gotten my 3 estimates and they're all in the same range, so there is, I'm not saying spend frivolously. I'm not saying I can't say that word ever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm finding that when I have a client who says, oh, well, they're charging me way too much and I don't see the value in it. I'm like, little light bulb goes off. The next time I talk to them, if they're like, everyone I'm meeting with is questioning my prices, I go, maybe it's time to dig into your money mindset.
Yeah.
So the lessons, in real summary, right? Because this could be a whole day's this could be a whole seminar by itself, and people do that. If you are a good person, when you make more money, you're the same good person, and now you have more money to spend on good stuff. If you're not such a good person and not a nice person, the more money you have will amplify your personality traits. Yeah. So it's really a smart thing to journal about this in order to release some of these mindset issues. What makes me value other people's service? What am I willing to spend money on? How do people prove to me that?
Great homework.
What?
That's great homework.
Yeah. How do people prove to me that their service is of value? What did my household teach me when I was a child about money and how money should be spent? My mother forever was so proud that she's never gone to a hair salon and never went to a nail salon. She always did it herself. So what happened when I started going to hair salons and nail salons? I got a little judgment, oh, well, I've never gone to one of those places. Isn't that expensive? So I was like, okay, fight the guilt of not spending, maybe
those badges of honor, like that little badge of honor, like I've never done that.
Right. So, okay. You've never done it, but I do, because I am really terrible at doing my own nails and doing my own hair. They just don't come out good. My mother was very talented at it.
Yeah.
It was one of my sisters, but my sister's like, don't ever do it yourself ever again. So it's just a great thing for people to investigate for themselves. If you are finding you are consistently attracting people who are questioning your value, and what you're charging and your worth, I want you to go and do some self-reflection on the questions that I asked and see what comes up. What messages did you learn as a child? What sentences were in your household? What do you think of very wealthy people? How do you analyze whether someone's service is worth the money? And as you're starting to investigate, lots of stuff comes to the surface, and I was really surprised by what came up for me. So that's it.
Interesting. I like that homework.
Yeah, it's sometimes a reflection in the mirror of what you're putting out into the world is what you're attracting. So if you start putting out something different to the world in the way you see the value of service, it might just change for you. And I'm not very woo-woo either, but I am telling you from personal experience, it works, and it works for a lot of my clients that I work with.
Yeah, those micro behaviors.
The micro behaviors, it definitely oozes out of your pores in ways that you don't even know it's oozing out. So that's our lesson for today. Anything else that I missed?
I don't think so. That's great stuff to chew on.
Yeah, it's a lot to chew on. So go do your money mindset homework, everybody. And if you're attracting people who are not feeling your value, your worth, and you're holding yourself from charging your worth, do some money mindset work and see where you land. And if you need me, again, we have a special going on right now. It'll be posted shortly. for those who have never spoken to me before. And if you need Megan as your virtual CFO, because she's mine too, tell them what you have going on.
What do I have going on? Wow. A few things. Hang on a second. I mean, just VA got hired off, and so my agency gave me a new VA, and so I'm a little bit mid, like, where am I at? Who am I? What's my name? Oh, yes. So I do have a few things going on. I still have the Hiring for Profit workshop up and running on my website now. I will let Nancy put a link in there for that. It's been really great. I've been getting a lot of people sending me their tables and saying, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, I can hire. Can you just double check this and make sure that I did it right? And they do it right. They just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I can afford to hire. I love those emails. So that's what I've got going on. Go over to megandahle.com and you can find the links from there.
Awesome. And we will talk about this next Tuesday. We're going to talk about we even wrote it down because we don't want to forget that next Tuesday, our topic is going to be how hiring help sometimes keeps us on target and productive and makes us money, right? Mm-hmm. So that is going to be next Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern time.
Yeah, you're not finding you're wasting time and having a hard time starting in the morning. Hire somebody that'll light a flame.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that topic. I always do better when I have employees, but we'll talk about that next week. So, all right, everyone, have a great Tuesday. Have a great week. And remember, if you are struggling with attracting people who value you, do some money mindset work. Go back and listen from the beginning. And if you have any questions, post it in the comments. Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye, everyone.